You don't say, what? Even little Michael knows this. And he just came to this world 2 years ago. Welcome back to my channel. I talk about a topic that God has placed on my heart. And I also talk slightly about my writing business. I do write poetry. As you can tell from the title, I am going to be talking about 5 ways to teach a man something without appearing masculine. This video is not to solve any marriage problems, right? That, oh, if you're having problems in your marriage, then you need to watch this video. And I'm also not doing this video to condemn anybody, right? That, oh, because you're not doing these things, that's why you're having problems in your relationship. But this video is to teach women how to still remain feminine when you're teaching your partner something. And since we know that men fall in love with a woman's femininity, even though we do have to submit, right? But there is nothing wrong if we teach a man something, right? But it's just the way that we go about it, like the way that we handle it. And good man wouldn't even have a problem if we do teach them something, because women, as we all know from the Bible, we were created to help man. So I'm going to be teaching how to teach a man something and still remain submissive, even in the process of you teaching him. So we're not going to waste time at all. We're just going to jump right into the 5 tips. So the first one is, have in mind that you're talking to your teacher. Because if you have that in mind, it would just organically place you in a position where you want to be humble because you know he's your teacher. Let's say if your teacher is teaching you something and you've learned something in a different way, right? You would ask your teacher that, I have a question. What about this? I learned something this way. Is it okay if I do it like this? You would know how to talk to him because he's your teacher. So if you have in mind that your partner is your teacher, it would make it so much easier because men are really our teachers, right? Since they're leaders. So if you have that in mind, whenever you're teaching him something, you would just know how to handle that whole situation in a very respectful way. This point is acknowledge him, and then afterwards you ask him a question, his opinion, after you teach him. An example could be a married couple, right? And the man, let's say he heard that if he wears something on his nose, right, is going to prevent him from snoring. Let's just say that. That's what he learned. So he tells her that, okay, this is what I found out. So now I'll be wearing this before I go to sleep, that thing on his nose. So after he tells her, like, this is what I learned, right? She acknowledges it by saying, hmm, that's very interesting. I learned something different though. What I learned is that if sometimes what causes the snoring problems is lack of sleep. So if you could really get a good rest, it would really help a lot for like the snoring problem. So sometimes it's not even your fault. It's just that we all need some good rest. And then afterwards, she asks him question, his opinion, like, what do you think about that? He would probably be like, I think you've just won my heart with your beautiful brain. So that way you're engaging him in it. So it doesn't sound so much like you're being the boss, right? Yes, because if you say it aggressively, right, no matter how intelligent you sound, he would just not find it to be beautiful because too masculine wouldn't be a good thing. The next one is asking him if you could teach him something. Let's say there is a stain on his car seats, and then he's scrubbing it with tissue and water. So now it's making the car seat worse. For the woman to say, "What are you doing? Where did you learn that from? You're making it worse. Just stop. Just, I'll do it. I'll do it." That is handled in an aggressive way. So asking him if you could teach him, you could just say, "Baby, can I teach you something else that would make your job so much easier?" That way, it already feels like you're willing to help because you even added that it would make his job so much easier. So, can I teach you something that I learned? That is handled in a feminine way. So, that way, he would accept it because you're willing to help. That's when you add that ink sponge and detergent and water would work much better. You know what? I'll do it. Don't worry, I got you. And then you just grab the stuff and then just do it. He would even love you for that. So asking him if you could teach him something doesn't appear masculine. Taking your time when you're teaching him. Let's say he doesn't know something on his phone, right? He's trying to set up something on his phone, but he's having a hard time and you know it. The woman shouldn't be this way. No, 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 no. Click the button at the bottom. Not that one. The bottom, the bottom. Ah, give me. What's so hard about this? That wouldn't work at all. But taking your time, yeah, you're gonna click that one at the bottom, right? And then afterwards, and then you're gonna scroll up. Yeah, you know what? I'll help you. And then you're just going to grab it gently from him. And then do you see right here? So that's how it works. Like you just going to have to click here. Yeah, that's it. Here. So taking your time, because taking your time on him, that alone, he would feel really honored. And when he's honored, he feels loved. So taking your time while you're teaching him would really help to not come off masculine. Let him know that it's normal that he doesn't know it. Let's say he forgot Jesus' mother's name, right? He just said Jesus' mother's name is Lily or something. So when he says Lily, you don't say, "What?" Even little Michael knows this. And he just came to this world 2 years ago. He would not feel like a man. For me, in general, this is how I am. I always have in mind that it's normal if somebody doesn't know everything because everyone is different, right? The little thing that I might not know, somebody else could know. That's just how life is. So even if it's just a normal thing that you think that everyone knows, it's still normal for somebody to not know everything. So you're not lying to him if you're making him feel like it's a normal thing to not know everything. So that's when you normalize it, like, "Oh, you know what? I do not blame you because there's a lot in the Bible. So it's normal for you to forget something or for you to not know everything. But it's Mary." And this is how you could actually remember this. Remember that lady that whenever she sees somebody, she asks you, "How's life?" Her name is Mary. So whenever somebody asks you what is Jesus' mother's name, just think of that lady and then you would remember her name. Then you two would just get a good laugh and then you throw in something, you've normalized it, and it turned out to be successful. Yeah. So I have this greeting card, and I'm going to be reading the last page of this greeting card. And it's a really, really short story, like a brief short story, right? It's about someone feeling as if something is missing, but they just can't identify what's missing. So I'm going to be reading the last page. It says, "Someone said his name, and I began to smile. Jesus was the answer all the while." So yeah, so there is like an encouragement words after that page, but that was the very last page of the story. So yes, you could get this at www.beheavenlywords.com. Check it out and check out the additional stuff there. Purchase some. Thank you so much for staying to the end. I really, really appreciate it. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more videos. And if God permits, see you when I upload my next video. Bye-bye.